Please.
Because you said again it's pre-step, but the Ukrainian government clearly opposed this move, and the foreign ministry today called it excessively cautious. Is there a sense in the administration that this could have created a panic within Ukraine at a time when that's exactly what Russia is trying to do by stoking instability in the country?
This is about one thing and one thing only.
Consider the panic that it could have created.
I'm sorry, did we what?
Did you consider the panic that it could have created?
What we considered is the safety and security of the American people. And this is a decision that only the United States government can make because it is a priority that we attach to the safety and security of, in this case, our colleagues and their families as well. This says nothing to our unwavering, unrelenting support for our Ukrainian partners. It is about one thing and one thing only, the very narrow safety and security considerations of our colleagues.
But this, combined with the Pentagon's announcement today about putting 8,500 troops on standby, in addition to the very public posturing on Friday with the arrival of the new lethal aid, it does seem like you are escalating your pressure here on Russia in some way. Do you reject that? Do you think that your posture has changed at all?
This is about defense and deterrence. What we are concerned about is the possibility of Russian aggression. That is not about defense. That is not about deterrence. That's about offensive operations against a sovereign country that is a close partner of the United States. So to equate these two things is deeply inaccurate, and it also is precisely what we're hearing out of Moscow. These are qualitatively different elements and different steps that we are taking. Were the Russians to de-escalate, you would not see precisely the same set of moves from our Ukrainian partners, from NATO, from the United States. Here's the broader point, and you've heard the Secretary make this point repeatedly. He actually, in the meeting with Foreign Minister Lavrov on Friday, made this point directly to the Foreign Minister, and he said the United States genuinely does not understand Russia's strategic posturing here, because across the years and in the context of this escalation, Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation has precipitated everything that it has sought to prevent. And you've heard the Secretary speak to the increasing support for NATO membership among Ukrainians since 2014, levels of support that have just about doubled. You have heard us and NATO as an alliance speak to the reassurance initiatives that were precipitated precisely by Russia's unprovoked aggression against Ukraine in 2014. So the Russians may well complain and may well take note and point to these efforts towards defense and deterrence, but it is their aggression that has precipitated precisely what it is we're hearing and seeing them point to. And here's the other concern, and we have made no bones about this. Our concern that the Russians, as they did in 2014, may be seeking to manufacture a pretext for additional aggression against Ukraine. If you wanted to do that, this is in some ways what it would look like. That is what has concerned us for some time. It is why we have spoken to not only that concern broadly, but why we have put forward information in our possession specifically that speaks to the steps that the Russian Federation may be taking towards this end. Let me just let Connor finish.
No, it's okay. Just one last question. Specifically on the question of NATO's unity, the Ukrainian foreign minister again said that Germany is undermining unity in the alliance, in part because they're blocking Estonia from transferring weapons. They won't provide weapons themselves. The comments from their naval chief over the weekend or last week. Do you have any response to that? This idea that Germany is not doing enough within the alliance to support a unified front?
The Secretary had a chance to meet not only with Chancellor Scholz, but also with Foreign Minister Baerbock last week in Berlin. And the Foreign Minister was actually asked this question standing right next to the Secretary. And she spoke to precisely what Germany is doing, the important contributions that Germany is making to Ukraine. I will leave it to Germany to speak to those important contributions. But to be clear, there is no daylight among our allies and our partners about the serious consequences that would befall the Russian Federation if it were to go forward.
Just one thing on Ukraine. One final thing on Ukraine.
De-escalation. What would de-escalation